This morning I crawled out of my bed. My back was really aching. My eyes were cherry red. It's just the morning after. I don't remember who was here. I'll eat a slice of that cold pizza and wash it down with warm beer. I got that not so fresh feeling from my head down to my toes. I think I had a good time. Heaven only knows. It's just the morning after. Lord, it's funky up in here. Help me now, yeah. I'll eat a slice of cold pizza and wash it down with warm beer. Yeah, you got it now, hey.
Yeah, you got it now. Hey, how's it going? It's the morning after with JP and Big Joe. Welcome, everyone. Big Joe, how you doing?
You know, I'm doing pretty damn good. Thank you for asking. How you doing today?
I'm doing very well. It is, I got a scratchy throat, so I've got some, not scratchy, but just phlegmy. I'm a bit of a smoker, got a phlegmy throat, so I got some peppermint tea with me today. And
You know,
allow me to do this.
with the fires, man, and the smoke. I mean, you're in a different part of California than I am.
Yeah.
But I mean, when everyone was posting pictures the other day of the orange sky, I mean, dude, the pictures down in Southern California look just like up here. And I'm in Sacramento, and then I'm seeing Southern, and I'm seeing the Bay Area, and then Sacramento. Dude, it looked all the same. This was statewide. There's a lot of shit that we've inhaled if you've been outside. So take care of yourself, but I mean, it's kind of unavoidable right now. I bet you everyone's feeling a little harsh in the lungs up over on our ends.
Yeah, I think I'm hearing from people you can close your windows, but it's unavoidable. Like you're gonna get it. I can tell. I'm in Orange County right now. I can tell you it can't be as bad as it is up there because I'm seeing pictures of the Bay Area and they're just terrifying. They're orange. It's straight up orange. Over here, the sunlight has an orange tint to it, and if you look at the moon or like the sun, pardon me, it's definitely like orangish, but it's not like a horror scene like what you guys are experiencing up there.
It was pretty actually really creepy. And I was driving in it last night too, and it just the sun should have been out. Dude, I was driving the other day, and I was driving back home, and I felt like I was driving into a storm. And it was like the middle of the day, like there was light outside, and then like I felt like I was driving into a lightning storm, and it was dark after that, and it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's so badass. Do you feel like you're in like a movie? Maybe you're the hero.
Yeah, I'm the one where you're not allowed to talk. What was
The
that?
Quiet Place.
One? Yeah, the guy from The Office.
Yeah, I never saw that.
Because Dwight's gonna find you if you say something.
Oh my god.
Fucking
I never saw that. Should I see The Quiet Place?
I only know of it because my son Chance knew of it and he explained it to me. Because he connected that one with Bird Box somehow. And
but don't you have to be quiet in Bird Box too?
Bird Box, I think you had to be blindfolded because if you saw, he explained both. If you saw something, it would drive you nuts. So you had to be blindfolded.
I've seen neither film.
I haven't either.
I like about do I need to see The Office to understand A Quiet Place?
I couldn't tell you.
They're not connected, are they?
They might be the same universe.
It's the same. So he's Jim Halpert.
Or maybe a relative,
Oh my gosh.
That's Peter Halpert.
What are those vinyls you got back there?
I got a couple that I'm trying to show off to you. Thank you for noticing.
Yeah.
I got a Suicidal Tendencies World Gone Mad.
Okay.
Which is a really good one that has Dave Lombardo on there. Still killing it. The Claypool Lennon, the Claypool Lennon Delirium. That's their first album. That's really good. That's pretty much Primus meets the Beatles. That's Sean Lennon. And then we got the second Necrod album, not the newest one. I honestly, I don't remember buying this. I must have seen them at the Tank Crime show at the Metro, which I remember they killed it. Or I think we played with them at California Death Fest. I remember going to California Death Fest.
Did you get a chance to hear their new album?
I heard one song. I had it on my Spotify on shuffle. And sometimes when I'm just, I'll just put it on death metal radio and different things will come up. I can't remember what I was listening to, but it did get far off track. And I went, what the fuck is this what is going on here? And there's not a lot of music that does that to me anymore. That always makes me feel like I'm 15 again. Going like, what was that?
It has a classic sound to it. It's very rhythm guitar based, and it's very Morbid Angel. Did you ever fuck with Morbid Angel?
Not a whole lot.
No.
I mean, I have the one everyone has. I have Altars, but it was also
Covenant was the one everyone. Domination or Covenant. Those are the ones.
Really?
Altars
See, I don't know.
Good, Covenant, Domination. That's where it gets real good.
See, I never. With downloading music nowadays, or not downloading, but streaming music, I guess I should do my homework. But I only have one, and it's Altars. I think I bought that from a CD club back when that was a thing. You pay
the 12 CDs for 1 penny.
Yeah.
Deal. You notice that company's out of business? Maybe it had something to do with selling 12 CDs for 1 cent.
Maybe they thought that the value, something was going to happen, or they had some insider information that totally flopped back in their face.
If there's not a documentary about that whole system, there should be. just so I know what the fuck happened. What happened with the Columbia Music House?
I know that I didn't pay them for a long time, and I moved.
No, nobody did.
And then I think they eventually did get me. They sent it to collections, and then collections started. I think they found out where my parents lived, and I think my parents paid it off, and I had to pay them off.
Well, what was the bill?
I don't know. It was a stack of CDs, and then I think I took them and just left.
Are you telling me they cost more than $0.01 cent?
Yeah, maybe you get your first couple for $0.01 cent, and then you have to pay like a membership fee. I can't remember, man. I was like 17, 18 when I did it, but that's how I got a lot of. I didn't live next to a record store, so I'd hear people talking about different things, and you look through that magazine before there was everybody had the internet. And you're like, oh, dude, everyone keeps talking about Sepultura. Well, there you go. Let's get Arise and Beneath the Remains. You circle it like it's Christmas time and you're looking through the Toys R Us magazine. So it kind of was pretty cool until you had to pay them. And then you found out that they might not be able to find you, and then they find you. And
found me. I had this discussion recently with my fiance, and I think she just said, we never paid him. And I think that was the end of it. So I think it's like medical bills. You don't really got to pay them.
Oh, I had to pay my medical bill, and I had to pay my cent CD collection. Damn it.
Well, which is a priority? I
got away with not paying Blockbuster.
Well, how much? So what happens when? So what? You didn't return a VHS or something?
Did I lose you? Should I bounce out? I want to bounce out.
Oh, I didn't. Well, I've got your audio. Let me remove you, bring you back in.
Oh.
There he is.
Oh!
Gotcha. He's back.
I said so many funny things, you missed it.
Oh, fuck. It could have been a highlight.
Dude, it definitely was. You should have. That would have been going on Twitter and just blowing up the internet.
So wait, what did you not return to Blockbuster?
It was my buddy of mine and I. It was actually my very first drummer. His name was Chris, and we rented that Woody Harrelson movie, Natural Born Killers.
Oh, I was hoping Kingpin. Natural Born Killers. Underrated.
Where's Kingpin? That is so. Anyways, we had one of those outstanding accounts to where we'd go to Blockbuster and we wanted to rent movies. My friend would have to give their phone number because I couldn't give my account. And then there'd be like some younger person who didn't care about their job or what They're like, really? Like, your account's that bad? Like, no one's account. And I go, here, put in my phone number. And then I give them my phone number. They're like, oh, yeah, collections has that. We're actually supposed to tell them that you showed up to the store. Because they want, like, documentation that you still live in the area and you didn't move on and rent movies somewhere, and then just, like, if you were traveling or anything like that. So it was always a laugh, or it was always a pickup line, like, hey, baby, you want my phone number? You'll get a good laugh out of it. And then they'd look it up and spit their soda out. We'd always go down there for candy, and then eventually they started doing the video game place over there.
Hold on, you'd go down there for candy?
Yeah.
There's better places to buy candy. There must be.
Not in Benicia. We were within walking distance, and they were open on the weekends until 11. Everything was closed.
Okay.
That's true. And
Stuff used to close early. Remember that?
Yeah, what's that?
Stuff used to close early.
Stuff still closes early.
Not
Even
where I
more
am.
so now. Oh, dude, it's Benicia's a ghost town on certain days, and then up here I've noticed there's not a lot going on too late.
Yeah.
I'd have to go to Sacramento for that. Auburn, it kind of shuts down.
They're starting to open stuff up again. Have you noticed that?
I did, and actually I heard out in Denver that things are already opened up.
Really?
Yeah.
I got a haircut recently.
You did?
Yeah, I got a little bit of a haircut. I shaved the sides.
Are your initials on the side?
No, but can I complain about my haircut actually for a second? I got a haircut, and it's real simple. I just shaved the sides and the back. And she goes, she gets to the back of my head, and she's like, do you want it rounded? Pardon me. Do you want it rounded or squared? I was like, can you tell what they did last time? And she was like, no. I was like, okay, squared, I guess. And she goes, okay. So I got home, and Laura goes, oh, I like what they did with your hair. I was like, well, what do you mean? They asked if I wanted it straight or curved or squared, and I just said squared. And she's like, no, it looks good. I was like, well, take a picture. So she did, and yeah, it's squared. That's fine. But she lined me up so fucking crooked. I have the picture. Let me show you. She lined the back of my head up so bad. Let me get it. Does that look straight to you?
No.
Let's zoom in.
I'd give you a better haircut than that.
What the fuck? That's what the back of my head looks like.
At least there isn't like a penis like drawn into there.
Look, if there was a penis, then I would have marched right to the Sport Clips manager. Look here. But what the fuck? Look at this. Look at this area.
There's something about sports clips. Well, she wasn't sitting there cutting your hair, and you didn't hear her go like, oh shit.
No, not at all. Of course
on?
not. They don't indicate when they fuck up. Since it was a sports clips, I guess she felt obligated to talk about sports the whole time. It was kind of awkward. I like sports and everything, but she walked in. She was like, hey, so what do you want today? And I told her what she wants. Like, hey, cool. Hey, you hear about that thing about baseball? I was like, oh man, this is sports clips. You really get down to business here.
Baseball?
Look at that. What the fuck, man?
I feel pretty bad.
So this is 2 weeks in a row I've had to share my misfortunes. Last week I played all my guitar fails, and I got a lot of good feedback about that. People were like, "Oh, you're so brave, and I'm really proud of you. It wasn't that bad. You're the best guitar player I know. Don't let it get you down." And and I accept all those things. So thanks, everybody.
You are definitely one of the best guitar players that I've ever met. And so when you got some mess ups, we all fuck up.
That's what I wanted. I needed to hear it from you. Thank you.
There you go.
But I'm not interested in video or audio of me playing well. I only want to see the fails. And I know there's plenty out there. John Rudeness, hook it up, man.
Where you at, John?
I know you're watching, John.
Call in. We got operators standing by. We'll patch you in.
Call the number. So, hey, this is going to be your last show in California for a while, right?
For a little bit, yeah. on Friday, which is, if my calculations are correct, that's tomorrow.
Yeah, real soon.
Today's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So my calculations are correct. No, Saturday I'm leaving. For some reason, I had it in my head that Friday we're leaving. Like, wait, that's not right because I'm supposed to be doing something on Friday.
Well, where the hell are you going?
So, anyways, I'm driving to Idaho with my family. We're going to go drop some things off to my brother Trey, my youngest brother. And then from Idaho, we're going to Denver to visit my other brother. And then they're coming over. Trey and his wife are going to go over, and we're just going to kind of have like a family get together out there in Denver. Things are a little bit open up over there, and we're gonna just do some hanging out, and then we got stuff to drop off over there too, and then I'm gonna stay out there for a little bit, for at least a couple weeks. I might, I don't know. It depends on I was gonna try to say something silly about you and me, it depends on if you accept my advances, but no, I don't know. I don't know actually if I'm gonna come back.
Hey, sometimes you just need to take everything and get the fuck out of there. I did it about 7 years ago. I was like, I'm gonna go down to Orange County, and I don't know if I'm gonna come back, and I didn't come back.
You didn't.
Yeah.
And not much really changed. I mean, because you and I, we lived. You were over in Oakland, Castro Valley, and I was over in Benicia. I still think we see each other as often as we were before. So
almost more.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more.
I get to see what the hell is in store for you. I want to know. I want to know what Colorado Joe's like.
Right. I'm just excited to get some Voodoo Donuts.
Wait, that's in Oregon, I thought.
Yeah, they have one in Denver too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get fat.
That shit better be good, man, because when I try that shit out for the first time, I want to be blown away. I've heard enough about Voodoo Donuts. I want to try the shit.
So from what I understand, I mean, I like it. Like normally it's so blown up. I've seen people go like, dude, that was weak. That was weak as all fuck. Just like In-N-Out fries. Like, dude, everyone talks about them. They're not my favorite, but I do like them. But dude, like if you bring up, I have some friends, you bring up In-N-Out fries, they will throw a fit.
Okay. I always say this, man. You know how people complain about vegans. Like if someone's a vegan, they have to talk about it. How come we don't talk about people that like Five Guys over In-N-Out? Because you can't even talk about food. You can't talk about burgers without people who like Five Guys popping up.
You know what? Five Guys is good. I've only had it twice.
Is it that good?
It's all right. You know what?
I had it once.
To have it. Is it that good to have it more than one time?
Yeah, I had it once.
You know what? Honestly, my favorite burger is Fuddruckers.
Oh, that's a build your own.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, and nowadays, they're not going to have. I wonder what they're doing, but they'll give you the patty, and then you go to like a little salad bar and you throw everything on there.
Yeah.
But the best thing about their things, they have potato wedges for French fries, and they have hot nacho cheese. And you put nacho cheese into a little cup, and you dip it like so, and you shove it in there, and you start chewing, and it's really, really yummy.
I can't get on board with that, man. No.
Way better than Five Guys.
I believe that. Five Guys was nothing. I mean, I don't want to. You leave Five Guys, you paid $20 for a burger and fries. That's maybe as good as In-N-Out. I'm sorry.
Don't forget about the peanuts, dude. You get peanuts while you're waiting in line. The big old barrel that everyone stuck their hand into, and
all right, enough fucking burger talk.
Fine. I was talking about donuts, bro.
Let's talk about burgers some more, actually. No.
What about Quarter Pounder? We've been the Quarter Pounder, right? Out Martinez, Pacheco Boulevard.
No.
24-hour place.
Is that anything like the one in Oakland the Giant Burger? It's like one, or no? Is that 1/3 Giant Burger? Or is
no, I'm talking about the same place. There's one out there in Oakland, and I think that's Hayward.
There's one in Hayward too. Yeah.
There's only a few of them. Yeah. No, there's one in Martinez that My grandmother used to work there, and we'd go there all the time.
You know, we have someone from the North Bay on the line.
We do.
We do. Let's get to our guest. What do you say? He's live in the studio? Not in the studio. He's in his own studio. We can't do anything live in the studio because we don't have a studio.
It's a studio of our imaginations, bro.
Yeah, it's an imaginary studio, and he's in it. Yeah, from the North Bay, we got Michael Chavez on the show from the band Hemotoxin, and we're going to chat with him. So without further ado, let's bring the man on. Let's see if it works. Hey.
Here I am. What's up, guys? Hey.
What's up? How you doing?
Good morning. Good, man. How are you guys doing?
Man, I like your setup.
Oh, thank you. My little virginity station I got going on over here.
Now, is that a poster or is there a guitar in that thing?
No, this is my uncle's. He had it framed back in the 90s, and it looks like an innocent guitar poster, but what it is for me is actually a cheat sheet. So, like, over here you got like it shows you exactly where on the fretboard to hit like certain harmonics. So, like, you know, you got your 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, but then you can hit 4th fret. Shows you where like the 9th fret harmonics are at. It's a really nice little like cheat sheet I could just look over at when I'm like when I'm playing around and I need ideas and stuff. So it looks innocent, but it's actually my cheat sheet.
This is a guy that's serious about his shit. He's got a cheat sheet on his fucking wall. That's what I like.
You got the cheat sheet. You got the circle of fifths right here that I just dropped on the floor.
You know, do JP a favor, take a picture of that thing and send it over, because I might, you know, everybody could use a cheat sheet.
You got to write your own, man. You got to write it out. That's what I did. I just took a pen.
You know what?
Just drew it out.
It actually makes me that reminds me of a good question. I have my own kind of scales that I've like taught myself. I'm a self-taught guitar player, so I've kind of got my own, like, they're not real scales, but they're like scales that make sense to me and they work for me. Do you have anything like that, or are you a music theory, like, by the book kind of guy? Because I've seen you shred. Like, you have great solos. You absolutely shred.
Well, I took jazz band in high school for 2 years, so I have the foundation of it. And basically, like, my music teacher at the time, his name was Tony Cavallari. I don't know if he's still doing anything, actually. I know he was singing for like the San Francisco Orchestra. He was something for men's choir. But anyway, Tony Cavallari, what he taught me was to like just learn your major and your minor, the basic scale, and then think of everything in half steps and whole steps rather than like try to memorize every different scale. So in a way, like, I took that concept and just kind of went with it. So I think of everything in minor and major, but also I know the relatives, and I just basically figure out how to get from octave to octave. And so I feel like within that, there are little scales, but I don't really memorize anything unless something's super cool and I want to remember it forever. But yeah, that's how I think of it. It's a little complicated. Yeah.
You know, guitar is such an interesting. It's such an interesting concept. Well, just music in general, because there are rules, but there's also no rules. You know, like you can like you can be a player like me, and you sort of just play. But, you know, learn scales and then make up your own fucking scales, and then you can actually learn the shit.
Yeah, right. I forgot I was telling somebody this, but I was like, once I learned about like double flats and things like that, I just realized like it really doesn't matter. Music theory doesn't matter. It's whatever you want it to be.
Right,
once you get to a certain level, there are fundamental things you got to know and understand that I think you know, will really help you and advance you as a musician. But there are also certain things that are kind of wishy-washy about it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I kind of like at this point, like I know what I can take from it, and I'm always learning. I'm always trying to learn more. But it's definitely important. Music, you know, for sure.
That's good. Always learning. Sometimes I just, you know, I feel like I got it down. I'm good. I'm done.
Yeah, you just let go. You know, you got the muscle memory down, and you know what sounds good and what doesn't sound good. I don't know if you ever watched. What was that video with Marty Friedman? It's called like Melodic Control or something like that. I forget. Maybe that's not the title. But he was talking about that, where instead of like just using like conventional scales, like listen to the chord progression of the riff and then make the scale around that. And so like I remember hearing that when I was really young, and then just taking that concept and then applying it. And so certain aspects like that, where like if we write some crazy like half step, like tritone, like diminished bullshit, like weird, like progression thing, like making something kind of creative around that. But we don't do that often. I try to.
Yeah. I like that because it makes for solos and leads that are like riff oriented and they make sense to the song and the riff. A lot of people just try to play.
I mean, like it's been.
Go on. You there?
Would you say play as many notes as possible?
Yeah, I said a lot of people try to just cram as many notes as they can, right?
Yeah, do like the Ingve thing, right?
Yeah.
I can hear you all right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. I think we might have a little bit of a delay issue. So anyway, before we get into the newest Hemotoxin record, Restructure the Molded Mind, I got to ask the same question I ask everybody. How you doing up there with those fires, man?
Well, it's funny. I heard you say North Bay. I'm actually in the East Bay. I live in Pittsburgh. It's closer to like the Concord, Brentwood, Antioch area. So we're pretty far away from it. Mount Diablo's, kind of right behind where I'm at, but we're still getting just as much smoke as everyone else, and it's crazy. In 2017, I experienced one of those fires in Napa, and like for a couple of days, it looked like we were like, it reminded me of being in that fire, like the way the sky was so orange and just like dark gray and brown and stuff. Like it was pretty insane, unreal, unprecedented, like everyone's saying.
Yeah,
I think even like the National Weather Service was saying like they'd never seen anything like this before. So it's pretty remarkable and just scary at the end of the day.
Okay. Well, I'm glad right now. I'm glad to see that you're safe. So good.
Yeah, no, we're good. Yeah.
Good.
Far away from most of it.
So
how about you guys? I know. Like Joe's you're in Sacramento, right?
I'm in Auburn. Actually, Sacramento looks like a bomb went off. I'm about driving up a little bit further towards like in the Reno area. Sorry, I'm still learning the area. So it's gray outside, but the view that I have, I could actually see. I get this part of Sacramento over here, and on a clear day over here, I could actually still see Mount Diablo. It is the most incredible, because I love, growing up in Benicia and in the Bay Area, especially in talking about Concord and all that stuff, dude. I love Mount Diablo, and to move away an hour and a half away and still be able to see that fucking mountain. That's hell.
Crazy. That's crazy.
So, that's nice. So over here, I just got gray skies, but you look over in the Sacramento out there, it's all black, and just at night I can see the city lights. And I can't even see anything out there.
Scary stuff, man.
I think just the wind picks up over here to where it might take it away from where we're at.
Pushing it, yeah. Hoping for more of that for sure.
All right, well, so none of us have been burned alive yet, so it's good to.
Not planning on it.
Okay. So yeah, let's talk about the new record, man. Restructure the Molded Mind came out this year. I got a question. When did you record it? Did you record this pre-COVID?
Yeah, we recorded this way pre-COVID. So it's a pretty complicated story a little bit. But basically it came out in March of this year, 2020. But the record had been done probably almost 2 years before we had released it. So we're signed to Unspeakable Acts, and we had kind of promised it at a certain point and didn't deliver, and so other bands got kind of pushed ahead of us, so to speak. And so we just took our time on it, and by the time it was finished being done, the record label was going through some financial issues, and so we couldn't really afford to put out any records like right after we were done, which was like, I want to say we finished it in like August of 2018. So it's been almost 2 years now.
Wow.
It's been over 2 years now. Yeah. We finished in August of 2018, and then we just kind of waited on the label to kind of, get back to us on a date, and then it kept getting pushed back and back until March 2020 rolled around, and then finally, got it. I got the CDs like in February. We were ready to go. And right on the day, March 16th, was when they shut everything down in California. And like little by little, shows started to get canceled, and like we had one scheduled for San Jose at the Caravan. I forget what, I think it was like March 20 something. But yeah, we were getting closer and closer to the day where like maybe it'll happen. Like maybe if we, because it was a free show, so I was like, if we do free show, if I offer like free merch at the door or something, like I'll get people to come out. Like just please don't cancel. And then lo and behold, got canceled last minute. I was so mad because I had so many. I had not huge plans, but I had a lot of plans to try and like get out there and tour a little bit and like promote the album like really hard, a lot harder than we have before. So yeah, COVID.
Your last record was back in 2016, right?
Yeah, biological enslavement. Yeah.
So when you say that you guys weren't able to produce a record as fast as your label had maybe expected, what happened there exactly? Was there issues with the lineup or just recording the shit in general?
It wasn't the label expecting it. It was more so what I'd kind of promised to them or told them like the timeline was. So I was going to be putting that expectation on us. But it was all that, you know, basically what happened was like a year after we did biological enslavement, the lineup basically fell apart. Michael Rower, our lead guitar player, had left. He was kind of just not in a position to be in a band like financially to contribute in a way that's productive, and so he respectively bowed out and was doing his thing. And then our bass player just kind of stopped showing up for practice. So a lot of Restructure the Molded Mind was just me and Brandon jamming in the room that we had out there in Antioch and stuff. And so as we got closer to recording time, like closer to like early 2018. Our bass player basically like bowed out and was just like, I can't do it. And so we recruited, or I had just basically put out a Facebook post, like kind of just saying something about it. And Shane had hit me up, and I've known Shane for a long time. Like, I don't know if you guys are aware of him. He's a younger guy out here in the Bay Area, but he plays in like Broken Glass Sanctuary. I'm trying to think of the other bands he's been in. I'm so dumbfounded on all the names, but he's an amazing, talented bass player, and he's in like every band like in the Bay Area. He's like the Bay Area's bass player, that's what some people call him. But he basically offered to write and record the bass for the whole album, and so he jumped on the project and had it all done in a month. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself because before we even got him, we were recording tracks for it. We were recording guitars and drums and all that. And so in the middle of all that, we had recruited him, and in a month, I think it was like May, he recorded all the bass. And then by June, I think we were finishing up drums and guitars. And the funny thing about the guitars was I recorded it all DI, like, at my old apartment, recorded it all direct. And we went in to go reamp it. Yeah. And we went to go reamp it and it didn't work at all. I don't know if it was direct box or whatever, but it just like did not work at all. And so we had to take a whole month, and I just sat down like for I think it was like 2 or 3 weekends and just recorded all the guitars again. Because I was that confident into the riffs anyway. I was just like, I could do it again. Like, fuck it. Like if these DI tracks don't work, like let me just redo it. Because we wanted to use my amp. I wanted to use my amp. It was totally my call. Because I wanted to reamp it through my PV Triple X and have it sound a certain way. Yeah. And so like, I DI'd all the leads too, so that was fine because I was just going to use like virtual amps for that. Like I didn't mind that because we were going to throw effects on it, delays and all this stuff. But for the rhythm tracks, I wanted it all through the amps. So I said, screw it, like let's just redo all the guitars. And so we recorded it through the summer, and then summer 2018 we had done that. Shane jumped on, wrote and recorded the bass in a month, which just blew my mind.
They're not easy songs. They're not.
No. And listen to the bass, like it's some intricate stuff he's playing on there, like even stuff that I can figure out on bass. Like that's why I need a bass, like a great bass player with me, because I can play bass a little bit. I can lay down tracks and do like foundational type of stuff on the bass, but he really goes out of his way to like make it stand out and not just leave the rhythm behind. He'll keep the rhythm and also like throw stuff on top, and so
that's hard.
Yeah,
that's hard because bass players got a groove, you know what I mean? And if they lose that groove to start widdly, then it can get kind of ugly.
And he's had that sensibility to keep that groove, but also like throw stuff like I tell him he plays like Steve Giorgio without even knowing who Steve Giorgio is, because like before he had joined our band, he hadn't listened to much like old school death metal and stuff. I'm sure he was aware of death, but he didn't even know who Steve Giorgio was when I told him. Like first time we jammed, I was like, dude, you play like him without even knowing who he is. Like that just blows my mind. He's a math rock jazz kid, so it doesn't surprise me at all. He's like
he's a dope bass player.
Yeah, Big Joe. Big Joe has sung the praises of Shane on this program before.
Shane is a ninja, dude. I fucking love following Shane on his Instagram and watching him play bass on his 6 strings, and what he has like 8 strings.
I think he had a 7 string. He had a 7 string. Yeah. That big. Gosh, I forgot what the company is. No, but yeah, Shane is like, I can't even say enough about him. Like he's like a blessing to this band. Like he literally hopped on when we were in the middle of like the worst like lineup change, like transition we'd ever been in. Cause like the guys I was relying on to help me, that had helped me before, basically dropped out besides Brandon on drums. He was still there for me, but Shane just jumped on. Huh?
Now that you have Shane, well, I was going to ask, do you feel, because you do write all the music, you do play guitar, you do vocals, do you feel like a one-man band, or has maybe the addition of Shane kind of lightened the load a little bit, I guess?
Well, for a long time, it did feel that way, and in some ways it still does. But as far as like music ideas go, he helps a lot. Basically, like the ideas, like we all kind of like just, it's always been kind of an agreed on thing, is like I come up with the concepts and then I deliver the songs to them, and then from there, they can do whatever they want with the bass, or Brandon with the drums. Like it, so in a way, it is sort of a one-man band thing, but at the same time, I'm not like putting like hard restrictions on any of the music. I sit here and just come up with stuff, and I'm like, do you think this sounds cool? And if they think it sounds cool, then let's do something with it. So
I mean, because this if the riffs are yours, you can easily say, no, I don't like that, play it the way I want you to play it, and then you can track every single drum hit and then every single bass hit and stuff like that. But that's no fun, right? You want a little human quality.
I don't, and I'm so bad at micromanaging like that. Like whenever, like when I write, like I'll write guitar like tabs out, and then I'll write drums to it, and I'll just copy paste the drums. Like I'm not that picky about it. I might add like a certain like crash hit or something, but I want the drummer to play the drums, because the drummer has sensibilities that I just don't have. Just like he doesn't have sensibilities that I have on guitar. But there are things we can suggest to each other that might be tight, that we can take and creatively mix and mash into whatever we're doing to make it sound cool. So like, it's just, I don't micromanage like that. Like I just like to allow people to play their instrument really well. And that's what I want Hemotoxin to be, just, 3 or hopefully maybe one day, if we get another guitar player, 4 guys that, just play their shit really tight and really well. Yeah.
Has anyone ever presented, I'm sure they have, but recently, has anyone ever presented an idea for the band for you, and you're just like, absolutely not?
No, not really. No, we don't really, like at practice. We're just like we play the songs. Sometimes we'll like Brandon and Shane will like start playing like a little like Shane's in jazz school right now, so he's like learning about bossa nova. So like the other day we had like a bossa nova jam in the middle of like all the stuff. Ooh. So I mean, like I don't really say no to anything. Like if they start playing something, like I'll jam along, or if they have an idea, like I'm totally open to it. But it's always been silly stuff like that, or like I play Boston covers at the practice. I'll play Journey covers, like I play all the classic rock stuff. Like I don't care. Like I love it. Pat Travers. Shit.
You're an easygoing guy. You could be like Prince about this, and just on the one hand you can join Prince's band, but on the other hand it's like, shit, you got to join Prince's band and get your ass whooped every single day. But you're not that type of guy. I can see you're a mellow fellow.
Yeah. I don't know. I just want to be in a band with people that I like, and people that play their shit well and enjoy doing it. Because if you don't enjoy it, then it's going to show in your performance eventually, or you're going to have to do a bunch of drugs to cover it up, like the people in Prince's band did back in the day, and like people back in the day did in general when they didn't enjoy being on tour together. Like I've heard the stories, man. I know what's up. So I don't want to create that kind of environment.
I just saw a video today of Chris Poland absolutely tripping balls on stage next to
Really?
Dave Mustaine. I imagine it's because he's played the songs 8 billion times and he was just totally done. And I'll play it while Michael's here. Let me
Dude,
I was gonna
please,
play it
wanna see
anyway and
that.
I totally forgot it. But this is
Is that
gold.
like 19? Is it like 1986 in like Michigan or something like that?
I don't know where it is, but it says Chris Poland tripping balls during Loved
Oh.
to Death. 1986. Somebody dropped this on my friend Nolan from Warhead's Facebook. So I stole it from that. Hold on, let me grab this thing.
Dude, yeah, I love listening to bootlegs. I've heard plenty of Megadeth bootlegs from that era, and they're just insanely sloppy, like high. It's a joy to listen to.
All right, I won't play the audio because it's gonna sound like shit, but you really don't need the audio.
Yeah, I
So
think this is like Detroit, Michigan, like Blondies or something like that. Oh my god. That's just complete muscle memory while he's just tripping. Oh, man.
I love that clip so much because just like you said, it's complete muscle memory. If you look at his left hand, it's hard to not look at his face because it's so funny. But if you look at his left hand, he's just robotic on that left hand. Oh my god.
Looks like he's trying to headbang, but he can't even get it down. Like he's kind of nodding a little bit. I've been that fucked up on stage before.
Well, no, not like that.
Dude,
well, not like that, but
because he looks like he's on something like drugs. You know, he took one drugs right before the show.
And
I don't know much about Detroit, Michigan, but I can't imagine in '86 meth would be hard to find out there. Or something.
This is a great comment here. It says it's kind of an accomplishment when you're playing with Dave in the '80s and you're still the most fucked up guy on stage. So,
oh my god!
I saw that this morning. How did we get on that?
I don't know, but I love it. I love Megadeth. I love listening to bootlegs from that era. They're like, I don't know if you should take it, like, just take like an hour to like listen to Megadeth live in like 1986. Like Dave is just like the most fucked up. Like they slop through all the songs and like somehow still like make it to the end of all of them. It's great. And they're like, you just got to listen to it. Like I've heard a lot of bootlegs from that era, and I can attest to how fucked up they were. But they still shred. Oh, yeah. It's amazing.
They were completely different band in the '80s. You know, just the level of energy and their personalities and stuff. Like just a totally different group. You know.
Yeah, drug fueled. Exactly.
I don't want to say it was the drugs because let's hope it wasn't. But you know. Metallica just started kicking ass again, and then James Hetfield goes to rehab. What the hell, man?
Oh, that was such a bummer.
I know.
I don't know. Sometimes I watch Metallica in like 2006. I'm like, wow, they're kind of playing a little faster than they do in like 2018. Like,
and that was prime time of me talking shit. I was talking so much shit about Metallica in the mid 2000s. I wasn't about to go to a Metallica show, and I should have because they were good.
They were actually playing like Dyer's Eve back then still. Like they still had the endurance to not just play like a Black Album set. When I saw them in like 2017, that's what they did. They played like mostly like Black Album stuff.
Was that the only time you saw Metallica?
Yeah, it was at AT&T Park. They did like just like Wherever I May Roam, Unforgiven and stuff, which I wasn't mad at. Like I love those two songs. Like they're hits, but you know, they still I don't know. I'm not the like super elitist Metallica fan. Like I like Load, I like Reload. Fucking, I'll sit down and listen to Saint Anger. Like I don't care. Like I've done this to people before where they'll like jokingly be like, "Let's listen to Saint Anger," and then like they'll want to turn it off like third track in. But I'm like, no, we're committed. Like you're listening to this all the way through. We're getting through Unnamed Feeling. We're getting through Sweet Amber. Shoot, like my favorite, Shoot Me Again, because that's probably the most annoying song on the record. But
Did you? I just watched the latest NXT pay-per-view, and they used a song from Saint. I forget which one it was, but they used a song from Saint Anger in one of the promos. I was like, "What?"
Really? I didn't see
that. Frantic. It was Frantic or something like that.
Yeah, out of all the songs in the world,
well,
it fit though. It like worked for the promo though, because I think that sound is of that mid 2000s Metallica is very pro wrestling to begin with. That ping pongy snare and just what are those riffs? Anyway,
Oh, what match was that for?
they were playing a Carry On Cross promo.
Oh,
it fits the style. Like it worked. It worked. But it was just really weird to hear Saint Anger on television. It had been so long.
I know, right? Hearing metal on like when the NXT used like a Power Trip song, or they used like Code Orange, like I was really like, I was like, holy shit!
Did you see when Code Orange was actually playing?
Yeah, I saw they played at one of the NXTs, right?
That was fucking sick. That was actually my introduction to Code Orange. I'd never heard them before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know they had been kind of like, I feel like they were, I'm not super close to hardcore, but like, I know they were one of those bands that just kind of always been like in the underground. Like maybe they played a couple, like This Is Hardcore Fest. Like, I don't know, because I'm not even close to that shit. But like, yeah, it's just tight to see like bands that go from like underground club sort of level to like, like main stage type of stuff like that in an arena, you know, playing on national streaming WWE.
And speaking of small clubs, I wanted to talk about the Red House with you, because I think I've said this before. In my memory, all those Red House shows that I've attended and both performed at, they all just mush into one memory in my head. I don't know. I was drinking a lot too. not proud of that, but like all those Red House memories are just smushed into one memory, and it's really hard for me to discern them. Do you have any fun stories from the Red House? Because you've attended a billion shows. I know you've played a billion shows there too.
Yeah, well, especially out here in like the East Bay, like we had venues back then, you know, like I started getting into music in the music scene like 2008. Like the first show I ever went to was actually Tidal Wave at McLaren Park when X's played Saturday, and I forgot who played Sunday, but I remember it was like Fog of War and Zombie Holocaust played.
Yeah, and they had the violinist come out, right?
Yeah, Exodus did.
That was peak re-thrash right there. That was like when the thrash movement peaked again, and then after that, I think it went down a little bit. But anyway, go on.
Dude, Havoc fucking in the Ponem All era. Like I feel so lucky I got to see that. Like you got to see so many like young bands, like kind of like almost at the apex of like that, like you said, the rehashed like thrash scene that was going on then. But yeah, you're right. It kind of like took a dip after that, sadly. But as far as Red House goes,
it was sad because it was such an amazing show. I was like, I can't believe, like, if you look around all these kids in vests, I was like, this is crazy that this shit is happening, and it never quite reached that peak again. That tidal wave was amazing. But
it really was. It was like a great. I was like 14 when I went to that, and it was just like a great like introduction to the scene. Like I remember meeting. It's one of the dudes who's in Psychosomatic now, but he is in a band called Virulent Death back then. And I remember meeting those guys, and they gave me like a patch and stuff, and I was like really like, oh my god, that's so tight. Yeah, man. So that was like a really sweet moment, like just to get that, and then a stage diver like fell directly on my fucking head during Exodus and shit. So I had to get out of there because I was just I couldn't take that shit when I was that young, so I just had to get out of there. But it was
you didn't have the body for it yet.
No, not at all, man. I was trying to like, get up into the pit, and I was just not ready for it whatsoever. Like, I don't know. I don't think there's many people that, besides my dad and my sister, that were there that actually remember it. But I was getting like tossed around by everybody in that pit. It was hilarious. But
yeah, people were stage walking that day. I remember just running on people's heads.
Yeah, it was amazing. I don't think I've ever had an experience like that at an outdoor show ever again. Like that was that like intense. High racks and stuff, attitude adjustment, the time. Yeah, it was a great time.
Were you at that show, Big Joe?
Yeah,
you know what? Nope, actually I wasn't at that show.
Oof.
I missed out. That was before I joined ZH, and I'm pretty sure one Mr. Nick Gomez was playing bass for Fog of War.
Yeah, that was peak Nick and Josh marriage, like going on.
Yeah, because Josh was in ZH too. So my around that time my first son was born, so I took a step back to concentrate on being a daddy. And I always see pictures of that going like, damn, I wish I didn't even get to go. And then the next year they had one come up and they planned on it and they couldn't bring up the funds.
Yeah,
I think that was the last So that made me think, you know, like you said, that was the peak of the thrash scene. Do you think the thrash scene, our little scene that we had, you think it would have kept going if they had another tidal wave, if they had, you know, been able to bring more bands out and all these thrash bands to play?
What do you think, Mike?
I think so. I think if they would have had a 2009 tidal wave, maybe have Havoc come back out, you know, have some bands from LA, because I don't know. I guess I got into it right at the end of it, because I know like the thrash revival thing. It kind of started like what 2001, 2002, 3, somewhere around there.
And you could date like during that time, yeah. Scarecrow, bands like that, yeah.
Yeah, Scarecrow, who I actually got to see too. They were sick, but yeah, I guess like I don't know. Yeah, if you would have had like a 2009 like tidal wave and have like those bands and stuff, because they were like. Even Sadist was still playing in 2009. Like, I'm sure you could have had them play. Like, it would have been. I think it could have helped, like, extend the thrash scene a little bit. But yeah, I think things like that missing, and then, especially where I was at, and then getting into Red House, like a lot of those bands, like, were kids that were my age or a couple years older that kind of kind of saw thrash as like a really like corny sort of thing, and so they wanted to get away from that, and so you saw a lot of like more brutal death metal and like tech bands start to pop up around here, and then that's when the scene stuff got really big, and like pop punk and stuff, and so like yeah, I feel like yeah, like it kind of wore itself out almost, because I guess like yeah, it was a little bit cheesy. It was a little bit like that band Merciless Death having like that picture on the inside of their album cover where they all got like the white high tops and shit, and they got like a fuck you list about like posers and kids in high school. Like,
yeah, that was a meme. Yeah.
Yeah, I could kind of see how someone would be like, yeah, that's kind of like lame. I'm gonna go check out Necrophages, like that's way sicker, you know, something like that. Because that's when the Summer Slaughters start coming up, and you know, you start seeing these bands that are just like super intense compared to like, I guess if you talk about thrash doing like open stuff, but like. I didn't even back then. I didn't see a lot of bands like doing that. You had like bands that were shredding, like Ex Mortis, Hexen, fucking Fueled by Fire was starting to get really, really shreddy too. Just I feel like I don't know. It just kind of grew a stigma that was kind of not really. I feel like I don't know. It still exists. You still see kids in their denim vests and stuff, and
totally. I have a question though. Last week we had Vic from Vindicator on, and he feels very strongly about the way thrash is now, and he along with a lot of people feel like the older bands, the old heads or whatever, sort of ruined it for the younger bands. Do you have any thoughts about that?
I have a lot of thoughts about that, but
really?
There's truth to that. I think, I don't know, because when you get into like the business side of it and you really start to meet the people that make things happen, you start to learn that the business really does operate on numbers, on money. And so can you blame Slayer for taking Testament out 1,000 times in like 2 years? No. You know why? Because Testament draws numbers. It draws the old guys, and it's going to have the old guys bring their kids, and the kids going to bring their friends, sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But I don't think those bands really are concerned with preserving the scene that much, because they're old, they're 50, 60, you know, they're getting in their age where they're going to retire and forget about it. And so is their crew. And so I think in a way, like, yeah, you can blame them, but you can also kind of blame kids our age for not doing more, I guess. Cause you have bands out there like Gojira that like started really young and then blew up to a big, you know, arena size sort of like act. And there are other younger bands that aren't particularly thrash or like even extreme at all, but still they somehow reached that level. And I think back in the 80s, it was probably easier, but those bands like Slayer and Testament and all, you know, they all found their way to sort of get whatever management hookup they could get and then, you know, build on top of it. And then there's not, you know, you saw a lot. I don't know if I used to see a lot of flyers. Maybe you guys can attest to this, but there were a lot of weird like Ozfest like sort of lineups in the 90s that I noticed where you start to see like Slayer playing with like sort of new metal bands and stuff where it starts to get like kind of get crossed up. And I feel like some bands may have limited themselves. Like you got a band like Dying Fetus who's willing to go like, I don't know. You know, I shouldn't even get into that because I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. But like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes we can blame other bands for not doing this or doing that with the platform that they have, but at the same time, I think we also kind of got to take the blame too for not doing what we have to do on our part, which is get up people's asses and email them and put money into it, and do what you have to do to get out there and promote yourself.
Yeah, you made a good point when you said that.
So I'd say my take is pretty complicated. I feel both ways about it.
Yeah. I mean, the street goes both ways, and you made a good point when you said that, is it worth Slayer to bring some no-name band, or is it probably more valuable for them to bring Testament along? It's like, yeah, probably. I mean, people will know who Testament is, and they'll pay for those tickets, but
yeah. And could they bring out like a smaller act and give them like a 20-minute set on the corner of the stage, like when the doors open? Like, yeah, should they? Yeah, probably. But I don't know the logistics of all that, and I have had conversations with certain people that have kind of like, educated me a little bit better on how things on that side of the business work. And it's very just like, you have to go beyond like what you're willing to do to get in people's faces. And that's why you see a lot of the bands that do get big go through so many lineup changes, because like you got one guy with the idea to, lead the charge and just plow through and get shit done. And then like the rest of the guys don't want to, or don't have the means or the funds to do it, or, whatever life, throws at them. They just can't dedicate themselves in that way.
Yeah, so, maybe they didn't sign up for that originally, right? It's like, oh, this was fun at first. Now it's fucking, damn, now I live on a bus. This sucks.
Now you live on a van.
Yeah.
Makes me think of that band Meltdown. They moved to LA to, what are they called? They changed their name to Manic Ritual, I believe.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I remember.
They were Meltdown first, but they were, they were somewhere out on the East Coast, and they moved to LA to make it big. And they got their record contract, and they moved back, and they changed their name and all that stuff. And the lead singer quit to go to school.
Oh,
Nothing wrong with wanting to get more education, but they all moved out there for that same reason. Let's go to Hollywood, let's get famous and get big, and they do it, and then they quit.
Right. And like, yeah, that's how it goes. Like, we've had that same situation, not where we moved somewhere, but where somebody did quit because they were going to college or whatever. And like, I've always respected that. And it's just like, if you don't, at the end of the day, if you don't have the money to like push yourself to the front of the line, like it's really, really fucking hard to like do shit unless you got like massive social media numbers, because that's just, that's what the business operates on.
Not many people have massive social media numbers either that have, with real actual people engaging. Everyone has bot followers. I have 1,000 followers. They're all bots. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah.
You gotta do all that networking, hashtag work and stuff, and just it's a job. It can become a job, and if if you're really dedicated to like putting your life out there for people to like see all the time, like I see it, like streamers do it a lot, and they make a bunch of money, but they have to stream for like 18 hours a day to make the money they make.
Yeah.
So it's give and take, especially this day and age.
Exactly. Streaming, they'll send you a couple pennies after they take their cut from it.
Totally.
Twitch, Spotify. What was the latest thing about Spotify? They're trying to get Spotify to raise the payout to like 1 cent per play or something, right?
Oh, there's like some petition for that. Yeah, there's no way when they're like only giving us like 0.0013
it's like,
cents.
How can they not give us 1 cent per play? Come on.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous the way the Spotify, the way their whole, whatever their royalty system works. It's just.
Have you seen $1 from Spotify?
No, kind of how it works is it all goes through the label, and then at the end of the year, like when all the money's collected, I'll get like a PayPal transaction of all the money we made through the label, and usually it's not shit. It's really not shit. Like, you don't make any money doing this shit. Like.
Oh, no.
At all. Like, you only make enough money to go get a good dinner. Like, it's really like, it's bleak. But that's not why we play music. We play music because we just want to make cool shit that sounds awesome, and hopefully like somebody else thinks it's cool. We'll go out and play some shows, and if other people are into it, hopefully they ask us to come back out, or somebody offers us to go somewhere. That's what it comes
Michael, you like your songs and your friends like your songs, and I think that's really all that matters. That's the way I always looked at it. I like my songs, my friends like my songs. I'm happy. I'm a happy guy.
Something cool for everyone to check out if they want to, have it on Spotify for one day, someone to just come across and see if they should, see if they like it.
That's right. Whoops. So that was supposed to be a little, let me fix that.
Oh, it's so big.
Boom, check it out. Hemotoxin. Yeah, so check them out. Hemotoxin. Where can we find Hemotoxins besides Spotify?
So Spotify, like you said, and pretty much every music streaming platform that you could download onto your phone or access through a web browser. If you search Hemotoxin, you'll probably find us. But other than that, it's hemotoxin70.bandcamp.com. That's like our personal thing, where we have all our merch, and that's where you can pretty much just directly support us, whether you buy like a digital track or you buy a shirt or a CD or whatever. That's pretty much where you can go to help us out. The social media is YouTube. It's at YouTube is just Hemotoxin. If you search it, you'll find our YouTube page. I just uploaded a bunch of content to it. We have years and years worth of stuff on there people can check out. The Instagram's at Hemotoxin Band, and then for Facebook, it's facebook.com/Hemotoxin, and that's where you can find all the contact info and stuff if anybody wants to get in touch for plans for 2021, COVID permitting. Things start happening again.
People are scheduling shows. I'm seeing flyers. I'm like, that's optimistic.
Things are indeed in work for 2021. Even for me personally, I can say I don't want to give too much away about it, but big things are going to happen. So.
Yeah, I saw you were on a plane this week. You were headed out to look like you're in New Jersey. Got a little something in the works going on out there?
I can't say too much about it. All I can say is the pizza and the bagels are really good. And if you're a fan of heavy, hard fucking riffs, you're going to hear some really great news coming up in a couple of weeks.
Awesome, man. I can't wait to hear it. I also am very happy to know that the pizza is the hype is real out there.
The hype is very real. I didn't believe it at first, but no, I was proved wrong.
Real quick, what's the difference though? Can you quickly give us a quick flavor profile or something? So something to.
It's certain subtleties. Like I will say there if you go to like San Francisco or something, if you find like a really good pizza shop, like you might be able to like find these certain things, but it's the way they like burn the cheese in a certain way where like it's just so much. The cheese is like really crispy. The dough is so doughy. Like it's hard to explain. You'd have to just go there and like eat some. But yeah, it's even like somebody told me it was the water, and I didn't believe him at first. But I'm just like, yeah, the water in the dough kind of like. It's doing something magical to this pizza, man. I don't know, but it was really great. I believe the hype. I'm sold.
One of these days, I gotta go try it, man. Well, that's great, man. Everybody, check out "Restructure the Molded Mind." It's the new album by Hemotoxin. It's not super new. It came out in March.
I own it.
New enough.
It's new to you, baby.
Year.
Check that shit.
Hopefully. Soon we'll be having some music videos for that coming out soon, and then after that maybe a new EP. I don't know, just things in the works for Hemotoxin right now. We're making plans, but yeah, we got stuff coming up. So
yeah, that's pretty much everybody. It's like, well, we all just got stuff in the works.
Yep.
One of these days we're gonna let them out.
Yep, we're just gonna 2021. If it happens, it's gonna be a very crowded year for music. I think.
I agree.
Well. I look forward to it. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I
can't wait to go back to shows. I miss it so much.
You know what? I'm liking taking a break from standing up for.
Yeah.
I love shows, but like I'll watch my fucking favorite band of all time, whatever band that is at that moment, and still almost at the end of the show be like, damn, I'm tired. I'm ready to go.
I don't know. Last show I went to was like Anvil Chorus, which is like that old like thrash band. They were doing like a tribute show for their bass player that passed away, and David White from Heathen was doing vocals for them. And then they had Doug Piercy, who's also in like Blind Illusion, was in Heathen back in the day, play guitar for them. And so like, I don't know, for me, like besides the music, just having the experience of getting to hang out with Doug, getting to hang out with what's it? Fucking the singer from Blind Illusion. I'm like drawing a blank on his name. Mark Biederman. Getting to hang out with him and getting kicked out of the green room by David White, like that type of stuff at shows is what I live for. Like that's why I go to shows is to get those type of experiences, and so that's why I say I miss shows.
And clearly, those are the stories that stick with us, you know. Clearly, because you are.
Dude, Mark Biederman hugging on me, like man, that was pretty nice. That was pretty gnarly.
Yeah, man. You still have the shirt? Did you wash it?
No, never washed it, man. I actually just like folded it up and put it in a box, and it's never coming out.
There you go. Smart. All right, everybody. Once again, check out Restructure the Molded Mind by Hemotoxin. Hey, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you guys for having me. It's been a pleasure getting to chat with you guys. Chat with two OGs in this thrash scene. But you guys are amazing musicians, Joe. You kill it on the bass. You slap like I've never seen before. Like it's insane. JP, you shred super hard. Like just playing. All through the years, getting to play with you guys and experience you guys. Shred the room with sonic waves of devastation has been really fun.
Thank you so much, man. I've been a fan of yours for quite a while too. So
thank you.
Same here.
I'm very happy to have you on. So that's it. Check the man out, Michael. We'll see you later, man.
See you guys later. Thank you.
Peace. See you, dude.
There he goes.
There he goes.
What a guy.
Dude, what a nice guy.
He is incredibly nice. I saw a video of him playing with Hemotoxin in 2011. I think we were planning for a big festival, and we had all the bands booked. So I was kind of going through and telling everyone in the submission list that we're all booked up. But hey, thanks anyway. But I watched Michael's video the whole way, and I was like, damn, this is good. Like, this band is good. I actually like this band. We were all booked up. There was no way they were going to get on the show, but they were so good. I wrote an email to him, and I just remember saying, I personally really, really like your shit. And he had this cool Charvel guitar with the toothpaste logo. You know what I'm talking about? Like the old Charvel logo.
Yeah, I remember those.
Oh man, it was so cool. But I just remember being really, really impressed by this young kid's like riffs, and look at him now. That was 9 years ago. They're a few albums in, got some EPs and a bunch of shows under their belt.
I remember when that was you were doing that job, and we were talking about a festival, and then the next year they ended up on that festival. That's right. I put in yeah, there you go. So you're the man for that one, JP.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember they there's footage of that out there. Them on stage on the USS Hornet.
Yeah, they did it.
Go check out their YouTube page. It's pretty dope. The bass player at the time had an acoustic bass, which I love acoustic basses. Not a stand-up, but an actual like acoustic. He played through an acoustic bass.
I'm pretty sad that I missed their set at a Slaughter 3. That was such a busy day for me. I didn't really get to see anybody play, but
that was a busy day because I remember I went there just to go be in a band, and I ended up getting put to work just because I seen that it needed to happen. Like I was like, shit, there's no one here checking in the bands.
Yeah, how is this stage going to get taken apart? Everyone's going home.
You guys actually had jobs. Yeah, I didn't have. I remember after we played, I went and took a nap for like an hour just because I woke up hella early. I just came to kick it and standing out in the sun all day. We got to hang out with Baby Huey.
Baby Huey, are you watching? Get on the show. Hey, we want you on the show, baby.
I want Baby Huey on the show.
I want to talk wrestling with Baby Huey. He's a big wrestling fan. I know you're a big wrestling guy. I am. We need to make this happen.
I know it.
Yeah.
This real quick, I wanted to say, talking about the cool experiences when you're playing live, in shows. I was up in Portland with Violation Wound, and we were opening for this band called Satan. They've been around for quite some time. They're older dudes from England, So we went up, me and a couple of my friends, we were going to go raid the green room for the beer and the liquor. Now, where have you heard this story before?
Is this another story where a band gets mad at you because you took their beer?
I was told it was mine, and so anyways, me and a couple other people, I go, come on, I know where the beer is. And we go running up there, right? And I open the door, and it's the singer and somebody else, and they're changing. And, like, they're straight up, like, the singer's pants are off. And he's in his tidy whities, and he kind of just turns around and goes, "Oh, you caught me in my knickers." And, like, he just, like, did not give a fuck that we were in there. It's like, "Oh, we're just looking for beer. We're going to leave now. See ya." And we're like, "Dude, we just saw Satan in their underwear." I don't know. That Michael's story reminded me of seeing Satan in their underwear on Easter Sunday in Portland.
Oh, man.
It was a fun time.
He owned it, though, clearly. He was like, "What's up?
He
You got
did.
me in my knickers."
Yeah, he did not give a fuck. Like, they're like, cool. And he was changing next to his bandmate. Like, so obviously it was just like a normal thing, like, they're like, "Yeah, what? Cool. There's the beer."
I'm
Never
surprised
mind.
I'm surprised he didn't ask you to knob him off.
You want
That's
to
an
knock
English-
off for a little bit?
That's an English term.
So, yeah, I
Yeah.
just wanted to share that.
Oh,
Good old
that's a
Satan
good
in
one.
England.
Yeah, you saw Satan in their underpants.
Satan in their knickers.
Oh, that's great. Well, it's been fun. It's about that time where I'm like, yeah, I'm hungry. I should probably get some food. About time. Fly away, birdie. I wish I was a bird so I could fly far away from here. Woo. That's Forrest
I want
Gump.
to get away. Oh,
Ooh,
sorry.
are you reciting my favorite song ever?
Yeah,
Can we talk
didn't you
about
say?
the lyrics?
Yeah, didn't you say you really, really love those lyrics?
Oh man, how about next episode we break down the lyrics of Fly by Lenny Kravitz. Poetry. Fucking modern Shakespeare.
Let's do it.
Lenny Kravitz. All right. Yeah, next week we'll talk about Lenny Kravitz and my favorite song ever. How about that?
I'm down.
All right. Joe, anything else, bud?
No, that's it. You know what? Who do we got on next week? Do we have any guests next week?
That is a secret.
Oh, it is? Man, you and Michael holding secrets. He's going out there doing heavy things, and you're sitting there holding secrets. Like, fuck, what are you, pregnant? Just fucking tell me already.
I usually say it's a secret when I haven't got a confirmation from the guest. So, is that them? Is that them on the line?
Hello?
Is that next?
No, Satan. They said they wear boxers now, not knickers. Sorry, Satan.
Yeah. Joe, I know you saw me in me knickers, mate. Take the picture off the internet, mate.
Oh, I wish I got a picture of it.
Yeah, that would have been smart. But
Next time.
anyway, so tune in next week and find out what guest we have. Maybe when I find out, I'll let you guys know, and it'll be a good time. So
Awesome.
I had fun. Once again, everybody check out Hemotoxin. Great band from the Bay Area. Been grinding away on the scene for almost a decade now. So I got a lot of respect for him, Michael, and the band in general. So go check them out and check us out every Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time right here. Also, if you're watching on Twitch, give us a follow. Click that little heart button, and let's try to get us to affiliate. I know all the streamers say that, but it would help us cut the costs of keeping the lights on here. This show does cost just a small amount of money, not much, but give us a follow on Twitch, and that'll really help us. So that's the last. I'll never do that again. Sorry, that felt gross. I didn't advertising. Follow, like, share, subscribe. Yeah, that's weird. I don't want to be one of those guys. I don't. No.
Next week we won't do it at all. We'll just be completely different people. We're good.
Yeah. Well, let's stop advertising the show in general.
It's a secret show.
YouTubers where they start talking about liking and sharing and subscribing before they've even got into the video. Okay. All right, I'm getting a little upset now. Guys, thank you so much, guys and girls. Thank you so much for watching The Morning After. We'll be back next week, Friday, 10 a.m., as always. Joe will be in a different location. And for Big Joe, I'm JP. It's been The Morning After. Had a great time. We'll see you next week. Peace out.
See ya.
Need a good sign for right now. It's peace out. Hey. Bye, guys.